free tomorrow? I was thinking of going shopping for John's birthday. Want to join me? Count me in. I haven't been going out a lot lately, and with Kyle away for his business trip, it's so boring staying all alone in the house. Man, how could he leave you alone when you're pregnant? Men and their stupid workaholic excuses. Hey now, don't insult my man like this. He's been very attentive and caring. He didn't even want to go on the business trip, but I forced him to go. He was starting to neglect work, and with me currently taking an extended break from the office, I didn't want to hold him back anymore. Aw, now that's sweet. And how is the baby doing? You are not having any complications, right? Yeah, the baby is perfectly healthy, not taking any unnecessary stress, and I'm working out as well. While my cravings generally end up getting to me, I'm trying to follow the diet my gynecologist suggested to me. That's a relief. These cravings can be deadly, though. I remember when I was pregnant with Danish, John was having a hard time keeping the refrigerator and cupboards full of snacks. Luckily, I'm able to control mine to some extent. By the way, when is Kyle coming back? In 3 days. He is leading his team, which will be presenting one of the major projects for this year. Damn, he's going places, huh? So glad to hear he is not holding himself back anymore. Yeah, we talked about this a few months ago, and he was telling me all his plans. It was not easy for him growing up, but I'm glad he's slowly letting himself test his limits. What was his mom's response? Well, she is happy for her son, of course, but sometimes I do get to hear her complain about how I took her son away. She is still on it? Yep, but I prefer to ignore all her nagging and focus on my marriage. If I let her words get to me, I'm going to be stressed about every little word she says to me. Has Kyle talked to her? He has, plenty of times, but some people don't change, Letty, so we should let them be and move on with our lives. Well, as long as she is not being a bitch to you, I'm glad. Kyle is already in a tough position. I don't want to complicate things for him any further. You're too kind sometimes, Hannah. It's not about being kind, Letty. It's just me trying to be understanding and being a good wife. Kyle and I are about to start our own family, and he wants to be there for his child. He is scared of being a negligent father like his dad, but I know that is not the truth. Balancing things together may seem challenging, but he is willing to do it, for everyone's sake. I know, but still, don't throw yourself under the bus just because you're helping him carry his burden. If Kyle is self-sacrificing, then you're also very self-sabotaging. And the major thing here is that you're now having his child. Your child. I remember how that woman tried to humiliate you on your wedding day. She never wanted Kyle to marry you in the first place. My mother was like this. She was jealous of me because she thought I would take her husband away. That's why Dad divorced her. I get you, Letty, and I'm not trying to defend my mother-in-law in any manner. But still, I do know that she means a lot to Kyle. She raised him, Mia, and Susan alone when their father abandoned them. Okay, fine. I'll stop saying all this. But you promise me one thing. Don't let that woman get to you and ruin your marriage. She won't fall that low. Still, it's better to be safe than sorry, honey. And take my advice. You never know when you will end up in a tough spot.
Hey, babe. Are you doing fine? I'm sorry it's so busy in my life that I can't even call you. I miss you so much.
Calm down, Mr. Husband. I'm doing perfectly fine, and so is our baby.
Did you have food?
Yeah, I had an entire bowl of lasagna, and then felt like having a whole cheesecake. And guess what new flavor I invented today?
Enlighten me.
I added tahini to the cheesecake, and OMG, Kyle, it was delicious. I had never tried something like that, and now my taste buds feel alive again.
Last time I remembered, you hated anything spicy.
I was very, very wrong about it, and I'd like to ask forgiveness from the god of spices, because they indeed have opened my eyes today.
I have a feeling that our baby is going to be the next drama queen in our house after you.
Hey, that's mean. And if I weren't here with my glorious imaginative mind, you'd have missed out big time, darling. Don't forget, you wanted this.
Never said I don't want it. In fact, I feel the luckiest to have you. If it weren't the case, I wouldn't be going full-on sappy mode on text with my beautiful wife.
And you are supposed to stay sappy only for me.
Yes, ma'am. Man, I miss you so much. I want to leave everything behind and run back into your arms.
It's just 3 days. You can handle it, big guy.
Hopefully. By the way, did Mom call?
Not really. Why?
Oh, she told me she wants to drop by tomorrow.
Oh no. I just made plans with Letty. We're going shopping tomorrow.
All right. Let Mom know if she calls you, okay? She is worried that you're all alone in the house.
That's really sweet of her.
I know she is not the sweetest mother-in-law in the world, but thank you for always being so patient and understanding.
Hey now, don't say that. That's the least I can do.
I'm indeed a lucky man.
Yes, you are. Okay, go now, mister. Call me once you're free, okay?
Will do. Take care, babe. Love you.
Love you too. I never got a call from Kyle's mom that day. As expected, when I asked Kyle, he told me he had told her already. Honestly, I felt a little relieved after hearing that. It's not like I have a grudge against his mom or anything. I just like maintaining my distance from people I'm uncomfortable with. Maybe it's my way of dodging unnecessary conflicts with people who cannot stand my guts, but I just didn't like wasting my energy. And now that I'm pregnant, I try to be as relaxed as possible. My history with Kyle was no fairy tale, of course. We met in college, and that was when our life story started. He lived nearby while I was from a different state. Moreover, his mother was a Catholic, while I was an atheist. The moment she met me, I could just tell by her face that she hated me, but I ignored that. However, I could see how much Kyle was precious to her. She considers him and her 2 daughters her world. Mia and Susan, being the eldest 2, saw their dad being a piece of shit, and when Kyle was born, they kept him protected. But as Kyle grew up, he saw the terrible condition their mother and sisters lived in. His father was abusive, and while Kyle may have gotten the special treatment for being a man, he hated himself for being prioritized by his father. Growing up, he saw Mia never getting correctly treated for her asthma, and only their mother worked night shifts to earn sufficient money for the family. When he turned 12, their father abandoned them and stole their savings. That was when Sophia, Kyle's mom, took full charge of the household and raised her 3 kids. She never dated anyone, and her entire life revolved around her children. Mia and Susan married lovely men around 6 years ago, and Kyle became the center of attention for Sophia. He was the breadwinner, doing part-times and studying at the same time so he could arrange a suitable venue for his sisters and give his mother the life she never got the chance to live. For someone who had been so selfless and hardworking, it was somewhat surprising to see Sophia give me the cold shoulder. Kyle told me it was primarily because of the growing loneliness, but when she tried to ignite a little fire during our wedding, I got cautious. Letty told me to keep my guard up, and I did that. Since then, I have managed to control any other damage. Kyle often visits her, and I join him as well. I have tried to win her heart too, but she never gives in. It's been 3 years since Kyle and I have been together, and his sisters love me too. But I believe Sophia has sworn never to warm up to me. Kyle, did Hannah reach home safely?
Yeah, she arrived almost 2 hours ago. Why? Did you want me to pass her a message?
Not really. I just wanted to ask. That girl needs to be more careful now. I understand she is free-spirited and all, but going out in such a condition it's too risky.
She was fine, Mom, and Letty was with her. She dropped her home.
Ah, that Hispanic friend of hers, right? She hates me, you know. The 2 must have been gossiping about me the whole time.
And what makes you think that?
Remember how a little commotion almost started during your wedding? That girl was about to snap my neck. I mean, I was just having a little gossip time with my friends there, that's all.
Oh, now, come on, Mom. It's not like that, and you were at fault for that. We're not having that discussion again.
Is that how youngsters of this generation treat their parents? If I'm bothering you, then you can just ignore my texts. No need to pretend like you're so attentive and caring. You are soon going to hate me, as Hannah does.
Where is all this coming from? And who told you Hannah hates you?
Well, isn't that obvious? I didn't go to your house just because I knew she would hate my presence. I know you're going to get all defensive, saying, "No, Mom." Have you ever seen her mistreat you? But Kyle, that's the point. You don't need to treat someone badly to show them you dislike them. Have you noticed how distant she acts whenever we meet? She acts like a robot and doesn't even try to talk back to me. I mean, a little banter won't do much harm. But no, she keeps me locked out.
So, your complaint is that your daughter-in-law doesn't argue with you? Mom, you have no clue how much respect she has for you.
Don't make things up, Kyle. I know you're lying.
What good would I get from lying to you? The thing is, Hannah is very different. She doesn't like confronting people because she wants to save her energy. And because you can't help but get mad at her every time we visit you, she thinks you hate her. She has accepted that fact and tries not to instigate you for no reason. You think I'd marry a woman who does not respect my mother? Never. I know you've got flaws, and so does Hannah. But you two are really important to me. Even Hannah sometimes thinks that if she opens her mouth or unintentionally disrespects you, she'll put me in a tough spot. I don't understand why you never tried talking to her properly.
Because it looked like you were going away from me. Can you really blame me for that? After Mia and Susan got married, I just had you with me. But then, you left too. I don't know, and maybe I just feel lonely at times. I feel like a burden now that you guys don't need me anymore, and I don't know how to talk either. If I had, I'd have left your father sooner. I can't express either, Kyle, and I'm sorry for that.
Hey, Mom. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way.
It's fine. I'm sorry for taking your time. Go to sleep now. It's late.
Yes, Mom. Good night.
Good night, sweetie. You awake?
Yeah? Why? Are you still up?
I forgot to show you something. Hannah shares a picture of a rocking chair. I got it for Sophia. Her birthday is coming this weekend, right? It'll get delivered to her address by Sunday. Isn't that cool?
Whoa, that's amazing, babe. Can I ask you something?
Go ahead, what is it?
Do you hate Mom?
Why are you asking me this? Of course not.
She thinks you do. Just the way you think she hates you.
Huh? What is it about?
She texted me, asking about if you'd reached home. She was worried, and then she started talking about all this. She sounded upset.
I see. I should have called her. Hey, let's visit her once you're here, okay? I bet she is feeling lonely.
She is. She told me.
Let's throw her a small party and call all her friends. All she has been doing lately is work. She needs some fresh air. I'll call her tomorrow.
Is that for my sake?
No, it's because I want to talk to her. I may not know exactly what she is going through, but I can tell she is hiding behind her harsh words. At the same time, I was hiding behind my distant persona because I was scared of any conflict. I need to break this wall now. That's all.
You're already doing enough, Hannah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be the one to put you in these difficult situations.
No, Kyle, you are not doing anything like that. I was thinking today about why she canceled her plan, and after a lot of thinking, I concluded that she thought I'd dislike her assistance.
True. That's exactly what she thought. She can be difficult to understand. Ever since that man left, she changed a lot.
Behind that strong face is a woman who doesn't want to be left behind. If I were in her position, I would have been like this too. Letting your kids go once they grow up, she made a tough choice. And even if it was against her liking, she still allowed you to be with me. If she were that horrible of a mother-in-law, I'd have never married you, idiot. She wouldn't have let me.
True that.
Come home soon. I got some fixing to do, and I need your help.
Aye, aye, madam.
I called Sophia the next day. We briefly talked, and I asked her to visit our place this Friday. She agreed, and while my voice remained monotonous, I felt pumped up inside. Preparation for her birthday party soon started. I called her close friends and other family members, while Letty helped me with the decorations and cake. Of course, what I planned was nothing grand, but I wanted it to be the best for her, and I wanted to make my relationship with her better. I could not always hide behind my facade. All this time, I told myself I was doing this for Kyle, but today, I wanted to develop my relationship with Sophia because I liked it. The night of her birthday, when she entered our home with Kyle, we surprised her with loud cheers of "Happy birthday!" But her bursting out crying in joy had me go and hug her, along with Kyle. That was the first time I saw this lady break down. I had known her for 3 years, but I never tried to learn more about her. Maybe my fear controlled me then. Perhaps the same goes for her. But it was time we ended this non-existent banter. As the party progressed, Sophia and I talked a lot. She told me about her insecurities, while I told her about mine. It was an open, one-on-one conversation that we never had. However, once we were done talking, I realized how much more we could share. I have been married to her son for a year, but today I finally felt accepted as a part of his family. It was an accomplishment I never realized existed. It will take time, but now that there is some progress, I feel like a huge burden has been lifted off my chest.